There comes a point in any long journey when the pace slows. Not because the road disappears, not because your perspective widens. At the beginning, you were trying to escape. Escape fear, escape control, escape inherited certainty. Later, you were dismantling, questioning, pulling apart beliefs that no longer fit. But eventually, something begins to shift. You are no longer running from the past. You are no longer trying to destroy it. You are learning to carry it differently. This series began with an inherited map, a framework handed down through family, church, culture, tradition, often given with love, often braided with fear. That map gave structure. It named right and wrong. It promised belonging. But at some point, it became too small for the terrain you were walking. So you questioned it. Some parts fell away, some parts cracked. Certainty loosened. And what emerged was not a rigid doctrine, but tools. Tools of discernment, humility, patience, awareness of how power moves through our ideas. Now we stand in a different posture, not as rebels without roots, not as someone pretending nothing was lost, but as an integrator, integrating. There is a short teaching from Yeshua, the rabbi from Nazareth, recorded in the Gospel according to Matthew, Matthew being a rabbi, a disciple of Yeshua, and it goes like this. Therefore, every scribe who has been trained for the kingdom of heaven is like the master of a household, who brings out of his treasures what is new and what is old. This is Matthew 13:52. This line appears at the end of several parables. And notice what it does not say. It does not say, burn the old scrolls. It does not say, to erase tradition. It does not say, the new replaces the old. Instead, it gives us an image. A scribe, in the world of the Second Temple Judaism, a scribe was not merely someone who copied a text. A scribe was a trained interpreter of Torah, someone trusted to preserve and apply inherited wisdom. Yeshua, the Nazarene, teaches that such a scribe, trained for the kingdom of heaven, is like a master of a house, a steward, someone who knows what is stored inside. And this master brings out treasures, what is new and what is old, both, not one against the other. The old represented inheritance, stories, rituals, ethical frameworks, language for suffering and hope. The new represents lived insight, experience, failure, questioning, transformation. Either one alone is incomplete. The traveler who only keeps the old becomes rigid. The traveler who only keeps the new becomes unrooted. Integration is the discipline of holding both. Deconstruction is often subtraction. You name what is harmful. You remove what is coercive. You reject what was built on fear. That phase is necessary, but it's not the destination. If you stop there, you remain defined by what you escaped. Integration asks a different question. What still holds wisdom? What still applies today? What can be cleaned, reinterpreted, and carried forward without illusion? Within every tradition, whether it be a Catholic, Protestant, Evangelical, Orthodox, there are fragments of genuine insight. Practices that once felt controlling may, when freed from fear, become grounding. Stories, once weaponized, may, when read symbolically rather than literally, reveal psychological and ethical depth. The integrated traveler does not return as a blind believer and not as an enemy. The return is different. It is careful, archaeological. Some pieces remain buried, others are restored. This is what maturity looks like. You no longer need to fight the old map. You understand it. You see its distortions, fear-based borders, conditional belonging, borrowed certainty. But you also see the gift, language for meaning, rituals for grief, a vocabulary for transcendence. And now you are the steward. The house is no longer an institution. It is your interior life. And you decide what is brought out. The teaching, recorded by Matthew the rabbi, disciple, does not end the journey. It stabilizes it. Wisdom is cumulative. Growth does not require amnesia. The treasure is not belief itself. It is understanding. The map is no longer your authority. It is a reference. The path is no longer imposed. It is chosen. And so you continue. Not lighter because you carry nothing, but lighter because what you carry now fits. This is the integrated traveler. Rooted but not confined. Open but not unmoored. Able to bring out what is old and what is new when the moment calls for it.